Okay. All right. Last bit of news, and this one is funny. I missed this one, and oh boy, I'm glad that Ethos actually put it in the chat. But Kabrutus, if you are not familiar with what Kabrutus is, he is the founder slash starter of the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam group. And I want to say that again, Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam group. His mission that he keeps saying is he just wants to notify people when any game has Sweet Baby Inc. consulting on it. And this was the main Kickstarter of this whole race war with video games. So if you aren't familiar with them, and he's from Brazil, I just found that extremely weird. Like from Brazil, he found it in his heart to make a group and get all the freaking losers in there who care about this type of stuff to notify everybody when a game has Sweet Baby Inc. on it. And that's what started the whole grifting race war type of situation. So this guy, what's going on, Beezy? What's going on? So this guy decided to, which I commend him. I actually commend him for doing this. He really, really, really wanted to prove a point. So this guy went to Japan and he asked random people in Japan what they thought about Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is a great video for a lab, bro. I don't even need to play the whole thing. We're gonna play a little bit of it, but he asked people in Japan, hey, do you think that this game is a good representation of your historical accuracy in Japan? And do you know the type of answers that he got? Do you know the type of answers that this man got? I think it may surprise you.
Guys, I'm Kabrutus, and I came to Akihabara to ask Japanese people what they think. What are their thoughts about the latest Assassin's Creed trailer? Ubisoft had just released the trailer last week, and I've seen many people over the internet sharing their opinions. I think that in this case, Japanese opinion matters a lot. Don't you guys think? So I brought my friend Sean with me. Say hello to them, Sean. Yeah, he's a dear follower who quickly became a friend of mine here in Japan, and
He's a DEI follower. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean, bro? You're a DEI follower? Wait, you guys have your own pronouns now? Get the fuck out of here, man.
he's gonna help me with the interviews and translating what people say. Okay, so let's get to it. You can hold it.
All right, so this beginning stuff, he was just showing them the trailer, so we're gonna skip past this.
It's actually a good representation, a good and so. Do you think that the trailer that you just watched is actually a good representation, a good and accurate representation of Japanese people, history and culture?
今のトレーラーを見て日本の文化や歴史の適切な表現だと、ちょっと、はい、表すには適切だと思いますか？どう思いますか？
そこまで日本の文化にすごく詳しいというわけではないんですけれども、特にそんな。
Now y'all see that, right? First sentence. I'm not super detailed on Japanese culture. And again, I don't know. I'm sure these are probably random people on the street who just agreed to get interviewed. He said, I'm not super detailed on Japanese culture, but I didn't think there was anything strange with it. Okay. Okay. You're asking random people who, who knows what their age ranges are. That's another possibly important thing. But if you're asking random people who may or may not even play video games, and you're just showing them this trailer and you're asking them, does this represent your culture accurately and historically? And you're like, hey man, I may not know much about my own culture, which again, that was literally the point. I'm like, if you asking people in Japan and they're saying that they don't know much about their own culture, then how do you have the rights as a white person or something else that's not black to be like, hey, I know your culture better than you do, and this is not accurately represent you and your culture. Do you see the hypocrisy in that shit? Here goes TBH. I was like, bro, this, you gotta be kidding me.
なるほどです。Good?
Good.
以上、no more question. 以上です。
Sorry?
一応メインの方です。
So what did you say?
He's not very specific, but he doesn't say there's too much strange going on.
Too much strange going on. Okay, so what did you think about the characters that were depicted in the trailer? Do you think that
What do you think about that nigga in the video game?
they fit well the Japanese people?
See, man, what y'all trying to play, man? What you trying to play? I'm trying to play whatever y'all trying to play. X-Define, Multiverses, I don't care, bro. What y'all trying to hop on? Predecessor?
Future history points?
トレーラーで、登場したキャラクターは日本の文化に、すいません日本の文化を表す感じとか、まあ、登場してなんかやっぱ変なのか、まあ大丈夫、別に問題はないかなって。
ああ、なるほど。まあでも、なんだろうな。難しい。そんなに違和感があったわけ。
All right, so this says, that's difficult. I didn't find much strange with them, but feel like it mixes foreign like aspects with Japan in a good way. In a good way. Oh, all right. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make it up. He went to Japan. He asked people in Japan, right?
はい、なるほどです。わかりました。はい、ありがとうございます。はい。
You could tell he was mad. He didn't get the answer that he wanted. He thought that his first interview was gonna be like, I'm offended at this shit. I don't like this nigga in his damn trailer, and I ain't trying to play Assassin's Creed, and you not representing my culture correctly. That's what he wanted. And guess what? He didn't get it. The first person who he interviewed said that he didn't even know much about his own Japanese history. Huh? So how do you expect that you know more than them? And that you have the right to tell people in Japan about a freaking video game? Hello?
Don't show the face and not ask names, right?
一応同じく顔は見せない形。
大丈夫。ありがとうございます。
Yep, exactly, Melody. That's 100%.
Do you think that this trailer is a good and accurate representation of Japanese story and culture? What did you think?
Yes,
about
yes, Black Hoodie. Yes, he did.
Characters in the trailer?
今のトレーラーを見て、ゲームの設定は戦国時代ですけど、その歴史、まあ日本の歴史の
The internet is not real, people. The internet is not real.
たちもまあどう思うのかをお聞かせください。
キャラクターの格好も十分適切だと思いますし、使ってる
The characters look fine to me, and the weapons used, like the Hanawa Ju. So I don't think there was anything weird with it.
武器等も
They're not even acknowledging Yasuke. They're not even acknowledging him. They're just looking at the rest of the trailer and saying, hey, this looks cool.
What did you say?
What's going on,
He
Shogun?
said, they're using the appropriate weapons and such, so it's not too much of an issue or anything weird that he's.
Okay. ありがとうございます。
すみません、ありがとうございました。
He only asked that nigga one question, too. Like, again, you're not even getting the answer that you want. You're not getting the answer that you want. Wouldn't you want to probe this person multiple times? As soon as they said, hey man, I don't think it's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the trailer. He's like, all right, bro, bye. Again, he's not getting the answer that he wants. So he's moving on. This is terrible.
クリードってシリーズわかりますか？
名前は。
If you heard of Assassin's Creed, I
最
heard
新
the
のトレ
name.
ーラー、先週出ましたけど、それは見たことあります？見てないですか？わかる。じゃあ、その一部だけちょっと見せて、それについて。
That's a cool shirt.
大丈夫、大丈
He want to find it with the same narrative. Yep.
ありがとうございま
He's
す。
not getting answers. He can't. Yep. You carrying his
Do you
weight. Yep.
think that this is a good and accurate representation of Japanese story and people? And also, what did you find about the characters starred in the trailer? The samurai guy and the shinobi girl, and why?
先ほどのトレーラーを見て、一応ゲームは戦国時代の設定ですが、それのまあ、日本の歴史を表現するとして適切だと思う
Yeah, no, my man fit
の
is
か、
atrocious.
それと登場する、まあ、特に、黒人侍の方と一応女性の忍びの方、まあ、そのキャラクターについてどう思うのか、表現としては適切だと思うのかについて、意見をお聞かせください。
あと全然自分は確かに日本の侍ではあるんですけど、でも全然
Again, samurai is a Japanese thing, but I didn't think there was anything weird with it. I think it was really good. Every
というかすごくいいと
they
思います。
cooking it, they cooking, bro. They cooking, bro.
はい。わかりまし
They
た。
cook your
歴史も
bro.
まあ、登場人物も、まあ、もう
Look up. So he asked it again. You see, that's disingenuous. You asked the question, you didn't get the answer that you want, so then you ask it again. I see. So you don't think there's any problems relating to the history of characters in the game? Pay attention to how people approach you. Pay attention. This is important.
に問題ないと感じ
自分は
る感じる
感じますね。
うん
てか普通にあれですね、映像がすごい最初実写かと思うくらい綺麗でびっくりしましたね。
See, this man, he didn't even address it. He said, I think there is aside from, I mean, he said kind of, he like kind of, but he didn't allude to it. He's like not even going into full, like, as he's like, oh, I think there might be, but like, aside from that, the video was so good, I thought it was filmed
なるほ
right.
どです。わかりました。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Like, he didn't even get into detail about it. He was just like, oh, I think there is. And he said, I think. And again, when you ask the same question twice, then in the other person's mind, then it pressures you to agree with them. That's why people ask the same question twice. They're trying to get you caught up in a lie. This is like typical like interrogation tactics. So pay attention when people ask you the same question multiple times and they ask you it in a different way. I don't even think that person was really genuine when they say, oh, I think that there was something wrong. I think that person just said it because the person asked them again.
はい、一応流してます。では、はい、
あ、大丈夫、大丈夫。
ありがとうございます。
So, what did you find about the trailer? Do you think that it represents Japanese culture and history in an accurate way?
This video is about a guy who started a movement called Sweet Baby Ink Detected. He actually went to Japan and he's asking actual Japanese people how they feel about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Basically, he wants to know if they are offended about a nigga being in a video game. Every subsequent interview is just him getting closer to ask what you think about it. Yeah, basically.
今のトレーラーを見て、設定は戦国時代ですけど、日本の文化や歴史を正確に適切なようには、表現していると思いますか？そこら辺をどう思うか。
そうですね、すごくなんか衣装とかそういった着ているものとか、あとはその甲冑とか。
Again, didn't mention Yasuke. I think the clothing and armor are well created and recreated in detail. The video also looks good. I think these aspects were well recreated.
そういうのもすごく細かくなんか再現とかされてる感じはするなっていうのは見ていて、絵も綺麗でしたし、そういうとこは再現されてるかなと思います。
Shout out to all my samurais out
The
there.
samurai character that was featured in the trailer is a historical figure called Yasuke. Are you familiar with him?
トレーラーで、紹介、登場した侍のキャラクターがヤスケという、歴史の中ではちょっと、黒人の男性ですけど、ご存知ですかね、そちらの方は。
いや、ヤスケっていうのは僕はちょっ
So
と
he doesn't know who Yasuke is.
なるほどです。だな。
ありがとうございます。
はい。Do you have another question?
No, that's all.
もう質問、はい。
This guy's a terrible interviewer, by the way. Terrible interviewer. Like, this man needs to get his interview skills up. And I said this before in one of my many videos about this. I didn't really know about Yasuke either. Like, Yasuke wasn't taught in any type of history book that I've read. I started hearing about Yasuke in video games and in anime. So it's not like we over here knew about him as well. But again, now they're trying to push that, hey, we knew about Yasuke all, the whole time, and they knew about it, but he's really a retainer. He's not a samurai, and we're gonna prove it. Like, he was always a fictional character. This is how they always represented Yasuke. This is always how they represented Yasuke. Ubisoft is just another company that wants to put him in a video game. We had no problem with Yasuke being in anything else. So why do we care now about him being one of the main characters? He is not the main character. He is one of the main characters in this particular video game. Hello?
質問は以上になります。すみません。お時間ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
前後をちょっと見て、それについてどう思うかちょっと質問さ。
Accurate historical representation of Japanese culture and Japanese people.
今のトレーラーを見て、設定は日本の戦国時代ですけど、その日本の歴史や文化の適切、正確な表現になっていると思いますでしょうか。
なってます。
なっても
なってめっちゃいい感じでできてると思います。
なってると思います。すごいいいと思います。
So they all like the trailer
なってると思いますね。
and they think that it's represented well.
なるほどです。ありがとうございます。
The samurai character that is featured in the trailer is Yasuke. He is a historic figure of Japanese culture. Are you guys familiar with him?
I hate how he says culture. Culture.
トレーラーの中で登場する侍の方は一応日本の歴史人物ヤスケというんですけど、ご存知でしょうか。どなたなのか。
知らない。
知らないっす。
They say that none of them know who Yasuke is.
わかりました。
Okay, that's all.
もう大丈夫。質問。No more question?
No, no, no.
はい。じゃあ質問は以上でございます。すみません。はい。ありがとうございました。
All right, so this is the funniest part of the entire video, y'all. This is the funniest part of the entire video. This man is going to interview his cameraman. Now, keep in mind, this is his DEI homie, right? This is his DEI homie. So he's going to ask him how he feels about the video game. He already knows how he feels about the video game, but I'm going to play it just so you can see.
You know what? We got many good interviews, Sean. But
Yeah.
I think that there's still someone around here who still has to be interviewed.
Nani?
Yeah, I mean, you're Japanese, right?
Yeah, I am.
Born and raised, right?
Yep.
You never even left Japan the whole life, right?
Nope.
Okay, so tell me, do you think that the Assassin's Creed trailer, the latest one, is actually a good and accurate depiction of Japanese culture and people?
For me, if it was fiction, then it'd probably be okay.
It is. It is. These are why these guys are fucking idiots, bro. I swear, bro. I hate people, bro. It is fiction. We literally went over the developer video. We watched the video and they said it's fiction. That's what I'm saying, bro. This is so dumb, bro. It's so dumb. If it was fiction, yeah, it is.
But I'm not too specific or familiar with the Assassin's Creed series. After
Already, nope. Interview over. He said, I'm not too familiar with the Assassin's Creed series. Hello? It's too easy, bro. It's too easy. They exposed themselves.
hearing that every other game had the main character from that country,
He heard.
Respective country, that's when it felt really racist that Japan doesn't get that. Even the Shinobi character, like even though she's Japanese, and a lot of people have been saying like, hey, there is a Japanese character. From what I've seen, Ubisoft said that Yasuke is going to be the main character, and the main character, Yasuke, is not Japanese, and that's how I feel it's racist when it comes to the Japan remake.
But were you familiar with Yasuke before this trailer?
Absolutely nothing.
I say, who was he talking to? He's talking to his cameraman / DEI homie, as he wants to call him. So this is a guy who he matched through his group who lives in Japan. So he decided to go to Japan and interview actual people in Japan and ask them their thoughts.
Really? Oh, okay.
I've not heard of him until
curious.
now.
And if you look back at the interviews we just had earlier today, in my opinion, it doesn't seem that Japanese people are familiar with Assassin's Creed or even Yasuke himself, right? What would you say about it?
I would say that would be correct. When I saw the Assassin's Creed Shadows thing and how that blew up, I asked a few of my coworkers who are also gamers
No.
if they even knew Assassin's Creed or Yasuke, and both of them said no. It doesn't seem that anyone in Japan that I know at least knows about the series or the character Yasuke. Not the character, the historical.
Well, that's very interesting. So you don't know about the series at all. So if you don't even know about the series, then wouldn't your best guess or assumption be that you don't care whatever this developer is doing in their next iteration of their video game? Think. Now, if there was like a hardcore Assassin's Creed fan that like played every single one of them, and then this one came out and they live in Japan, they're like, hey man, I actually want to play as a Japanese man, but now I got this black man here. Okay, I can kind of understand then, but if you're like asking multiple people in Japan, do they know about Assassin's Creed? And they're like, no, but then you show them the trailer and they're like, hey, this looks cool. I think that's as blind as you can get, really. That is a blind study there. I mean, I don't know, man.
Figure.
So you think that would you think that when they look at the trailer, they think that it's just a fictional story and that's it?
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure if they realize that Assassin's Creed originally was supposed to be kind of historic or somewhat historically accurate to some point.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why we got what we heard today.
Okay, that's all I had to ask, and thank you, Mr. Shaw, for your time and for your answers.
No problem.
ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
Some pretty interesting stuff, huh? Unfortunately, none of the interviewed people wanted to show their faces. Even Sean didn't want to. But I think it's fine. I think it's okay.
They want to show their face.
I'm glad they talked to me nonetheless. And they gave me very precious feedback. So that's what I had to say. Bear in mind that neither me or Sean, we are. I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to talk to people, to real Japanese people, and to hear what they think, what are their opinions about the trailer. And also, please bear in mind that neither me and Sean are professionals. We are just two guys that loves video games who are trying their best to bring information to you guys. And that's it. Please leave any suggestions.
Trying our best to bring information to you guys. The information that you actually don't want. Like, this is actually this is bad for your brand, bro. This is actually bad for your brand. But as expected, some people in the comment, they were like, you should have interviewed actual gamers in Japan. But there were actually majority of people that actually were like, damn, like, yeah, what did you expect there? This person said, LMAO, no more people don't care that there's a black person video game. Shocker. Who could have guessed that? Right, exactly. This video should be renamed to Culture War Tourist Realizes He Lives in a Bubble. That is a perfect comment. Woke hates this one simple trick. When all else fails, just get your own cameraman to give you the answer that you wanted. Bravo. That's exactly what happened, bro. Literally nobody else, no random person gave him the answer that he wanted. But his cameraman did. That was the only person, because guess what? I mean, he's a follower of yours, so of course he would give you the answer that you wanted, right? Of course he thinks it's racist. Gamers when Japanese or normal people. LMAO alternative title: Virgin Gamer realizes normal Japanese people don't hate black people as much as he does. I love how this community has to rewrite what they saw to fit their narrative in their minds. I'm still laughing, bro. He getting cooked, bro. Getting cooked in the comment section. Good example that nobody gives a F about Black Samurai because it's a video game and people got more important things in the internet. Oh my god, it's great. Let me find a comment that actually goes against it. Cause my man is getting cooked, dog. Oh my lord, bro. That is too funny, bro. Okay, here goes the first one. You have to ask Japanese gamers, not random people. Keep in mind that his cameraman said that he asked some of his coworkers who are gamers, and he asked them did they know about Assassin's Creed, and they said no. And they also said that they didn't really care about it. But you know, it's fine though. It's fine. He didn't listen. Now I'm Persian, and when Ubisoft made the new Prince of Persia Black with the Miles Morales haircut, I immediately rejected the game. Now they made another one with the purple prince. So I'm sure the Japanese, he said, I'm sure the Japanese people feel the same way I did about this shit. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What is he talking about, bro? That's funny, bro. Non-Japanese are blowing this out of proportion more than Japanese people themselves. That's exactly what I was saying. Someone who lives in Japan to have gamer friends here. I think what's most important is Ubisoft recreate the events that took place in a Honnouji incident accurately. Looking forward to Ubisoft taking on historical Japan's historical events in that period. Your translator Japanese was correct, but it seemed like he was very nervous. But yeah, of course they were nervous, bro. Of course they were nervous. And here goes another person who's trying to defend it. A few points we want to do the next time. Do the interviews in a place where gamers gather. Make it in a place where the game is promoted, aka Ubisoft billboards, game stores. Make sure your questions are in an upside pyramid format, aka manipulation. Start big, but end it with small and specific. He tried to help her, bro. He tried to help her. Nah. He did all right. He did all right. Nah, bro, this was funny. No, I'm glad he did this though. I'm glad he did this. This may hurt his brand a little bit, but he's gonna keep on doing what he's doing. And I don't think it's gonna hurt it really at all. But it's just gonna get people to be like, hey man, like look, like this is what happened. You actually went to Japan, and you know I hope that you're doing other stuff in Japan because you really wasted your time. After the main reason for you to go to Japan was to ask actual Japanese people about a nigga being in a video game. Like, show me you talking about you just trying to give this just provide information, but this is the wrong information to be spewing to people. Honestly, wrong information. But this was a great video because I mean people wanted to know that for sure. Like I'm like I don't know why everybody who's not Japanese is getting mad at Yasuke being in the video game, but if anybody has the right to get mad, it would be Japanese people. What up, Siggy? What up, Veggie? So that's it.